is the fourth round of the tournament. I'm 2 out of 3 after my loss against the candidate master and my win against a 1200 and a 1700. I'm feeling pretty good, I'm feeling pretty strong, but now I had to fight against an 1800, which is a really strong player. And if you ever wondered what blundering in the opening means in classical, well, that's the perfect example. I'm playing with white, and as you know, I play e4, I'm an e4 player. I like attacking early on, I like open position, so that's why I'm playing this, and that's why I should stop playing the cross Sicilian. And my opponent plays e6, my lord French. Now, unfortunately, I had to say that I have a really high score against the French, and that hurt me. But it's probably because I know the French really well, so every time I face it, I'm pretty happy because I know a lot of stuff. And I play d4. My opponent play d5, normal French defense. And the meta right now against the French defense is knight d2, which I played, which is the Tarrasch opening. Now, in my opinion, there is a really good line for black, which is taking the pawn on e4. But instead of doing that, there are other lines. You could play c5, for example, or the main line, which is knight on f6. Now, knight on f6, despite the fact that it's the main line, I wouldn't suggest you to play it. It's really complicated, and unless you have a strong title player, in my opinion, it's just a bad opening. You're going to be in trouble pretty soon, especially if you are not really accurate. So I play e5, attacking the knight, and knight on d7. Now this looks stupid, but it's theory, and the point is that you want to play c5, play knight on c6 and put a lot of pressure on this pawn, and if this pawn falls, you have two knights attacking this. So I play bishop on d3, c5, c3. This is all theory. Knight on c6, still theory, and now knight on e2. The point of knight on e2 is that if you play is queen on b6, I have knight on f3, defending the pawn another more time. That's the point. So if I play knight on f3 instead, I just have a bad knight. That's the point of playing knight on e2. And now he plays bishop on e7. Now, bishop on e7, I know for a fact is not correct. It's not correct. You should take this pawn first and then play f6. If you play bishop on e7, you already give me a lot of activity. In this position, white can just castle and is going to maneuver this knight. And as you can see, it's already pretty difficult to play for black. I castle, which is the best move. And now my opponent played f5. Now, f5, as soon as he played it, I was 100% sure it was a bad move, just a mistake in the opening. f5 is a mistake because, first of all, my pieces are much better than yours, I castle and I'm going to attack you. And second, it's really common in this opening to target this pawn after f6. So if you play f5, it's pretty much the same thing. This pawn is really weak now, it's just an isolated pawn. And I thought about two moves. Taking en passant, then playing something like rook on e1, knight on f4, putting pressure on the pawn. But I saw a line that I thought it was pretty good. And I was correct. In this position I played knight on f4. Now, knight on f4, as I said, is typical, and my point is that I'm attacking this pawn, and how are you going to defend it? And as you can see, it's not easy. I mean, what do you want to play? King on f7? It's a classical game, I have a lot of time to punish you. So remember that king on f7, in fact, is not the best move. The line that I saw was, and it's the line that we played, knight on f8, pretty much only move, defending the pawn 2 times. But after that I have queen on h5 check, which again, it's a typical move, but not in this case. In this case, it's just a poor slaughter. And he defends with pawn on g6, which again, only move, and then I play queen on h6, threatening to get in. So after I played this, I was pretty confident. My opponent though played king on f7. Now king on f7 I thought it was a really good move, and I actually was scared that this was theory. I scared that I was outplayed because my opponent is really good. And I was scared because I saw g5. And g5 could be a problem. And also another problem could just be playing bishop on g5. Bishop on g5 just threatens two pieces. So let's say I defend the knight somehow. Let's say play knight on f3. There is g5 and it's kinda scary for me. So I played the knight on f3, best move, and I mean, I need to defend this knight somehow. And now you can't even play this because I just take, I win a piece. And I was scared about g5. And I tell you why, because after you play g5, I need to move the knight, let's say knight on h5. And you can play rook on g8. And I thought my queen was trapped after that. So for this reason, I thought it was theory for him, but I missed that. It's actually a bad move. I can just play knight on f6. And I mean, if you take, I can run away. But if you play something like this, I just have knight on g5. That's what I missed. Knight takes g5. So playing knight on f6, I just cover the bishop and the queen so I can take the pawn with check. That's what I missed, and it's dead lost at this point, obviously. But we didn't play this line, so at this point he played knight on d7. Now, knight on d7, it's a really bad move. And I knew that. Knight on d7 is a bad move, and it's even simple to understand why. Like, you don't need to calculate something. Knight on d7 just blocks this bishop, blocks the defense of this pawn, and I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces that are on this rectangle, okay? On this rectangle. So I know I might have a sack, which is also pretty strong, because I mean, you have a king on f7, is not like the best king in the world. Now, I saw knight take on e6. I didn't play it. Not because I was scared, it's because I didn't see the whole line. And if you sack a piece and you don't see the win, I mean, I'm not so sure about that, you know? And in fact, it's not easy to see the win. So if king take, you had to sack another piece. That's what I missed. I looked at this move, I looked at this position, and I was like, before taking with bishop, and I was like, what am I even supposed to do? And the move is bishop take on f5, and the pawn can't take, is pinned, and if king take, you have queen on h3, and it's mating 3, and if the king move instead, you just have e6, winning a piece. That's what I missed, and what can I say? It's not easy to see. But don't worry, because instead of doing that, I saw the second best move, which is bishop take. Now, bishop take works for two reasons. If you take with this pawn, I just fork you. So I win the piece back, I open the file, the rook gets in and it's over, obviously. But if you don't take with this pawn, let's say you take with this pawn instead, I have queen take or knight take. Now, I thought queen take didn't really work, which obviously is not, though. I just misunderstood the position. I couldn't evaluate the position well. There is also queen on h5, which is the best move. But let's say after queen take, there is this, and I was like, I can play knight on h5 because I'm at a mate. But after that, if he moves again, what am I going to do? Well, I think I miss the fact that, first of all, I can take this. But there is also this, actually. Well, honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I should just shut up. But instead of doing that, maybe I wouldn't play that. Maybe I wouldn't play that. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know, but luckily it didn't happen. So I can't really be too mad at myself, but because I still play this move, but I mean, didn't really calculate too well. So, and he defends this way. And now I can take this way or this way, basically. Bishop take on e6 is the best move. Well, I saw bishop take on g6, and honestly, I mean, I play this because it's beautiful. I just sacked the bishop 2 times, and this bishop can't even be taken because if you take it, it's mate. So I mean, why? Why not? Why not? It's just a beautiful move. And after that, I just said, well, your piece is first of all suck. Your king is weak. I'm up 2 pawns. Just play queens. Just play queens. What are you going to do, buddy? Now, there is bishop on e8. I thought about bishop on e8. Wasn't really sure about that. Like, it's not easy to play bishop on e8 and say, yeah, my bishop is not going to be tapped at all. I have 0 problems. So instead of doing that, I just played bishop on h5, which still makes sense. And now the problem comes. The problem comes because I'm much better. I mean, I'm winning against an 1800, and I'm not nervous. Not nervous. I'm overconfident. I'm so confident that I can win this game that I'm starting to do wild things. Because I'm too confident. I'm just wild. Just wild, honestly. I need to get better with this aspect because otherwise I just mess up. Now, you can take with the pawn. And I was like, yeah, I might get in. So instead of doing that, I just take with the knight. And I was like, well, you can take this pawn. I mean, come on, there is no way you can do that. But I didn't even calculate that. That's the problem. Now, it's not a bad move, but I didn't even calculate that. If you take the knight, I was like, you play rook on e1, you win the pawn back. What about the bishop on f6? He played it. He played bishop on f6. And I was like, God, I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to fuck up this game. I'm playing too confidently. So at this point, I just started focusing back because now I'm mad at myself. I'm really mad. So at this point, I need to play good moves. And I played a bad move, by the way. Knight on f3, playing to play knights. Honestly though, just be honest, I didn't know what to do. The best move now says that is bishop on e8 again, with bishop on d2. The problem of bishop on d2 is that there is knight on c4, so I wasn't sure about that. This knight is really annoying, so for this reason I just played the knight on f3. But I'm having all this problem because I just played a stupid move. And it goes back with the knight. Luckily, this was a really bad move. I don't know why I played this. Just basically I'm developing pieces. And I just use my bishop at this point. I need to develop stuff. I need to do something. And now I'll go back with the bishop. This is a mistake. Though it was pretty clever. And I saw a good line. Like, for example, you might think this is a blunder, but it's not, because I can take this pawn, and if bishop take, I take with check, and I win this. And even if you trade, so now I'm starting to calculate well, I can take, and if you play this, still I can take. And if you take my bishop, I just take yours. And if instead you take this way, I take with the knight, and if you take my bishop, now it is defended. So this time I have to say I calculated pretty well. But this didn't happen, and they played king on f7. Defending everything. Now, like, I can confidently say that 99% of the time, if you defend something with the king in the middle game, it's a bad move. Which is true. In fact, I was like, this can't be a good move. There has to be a way to punish it. There is. There actually is a way to punish it. And I'm glad I found it. It's knight on h5. Knight on h5 punish this. For a simple reason, which he missed. You play this move, don't know why, again. I think in order to develop the knight on this side. This is punishable. Because after they take, king take, guess what? This king is not in a good place. It means that at this point I can play c4. This is the point of c4. Pawn take, as in the game. Bishop c3. Good luck. Defending your rook. If you push, I can just take with the knight, with all the discoveries. I'm going to win the rook anyway. So you just go back, take the rook, and knight take. Now this position is +8. Why? Why it is +8? First of all, I'm up 1 pawn. Am I? No, I'm not up a pawn. So somehow I was up 2 pawns and I... Oh yeah, because I suck the pawn playing c4. Okay, I'm not up a pawn, but I'm up in exchange, so it's still +2. My king is safe. My king is literally untouchable. And you have literally all 4 of your pieces on your first rank. And I mean, that's crazy. That's really bad. It never happened something like this. That's really, really bad. At this point, I gave him a check. And guess what? I'm also up a pawn. This pawn was kinda scary, you know, it's 3 on 2. Now it's just 2 on 2. And your pieces are still on the first rank. And yeah. Moves the rook, trying to do something. My threat was just to play knight on b6, so that's why this was such a good move. So he plays rook on a6, then to defend, and I just have to develop pieces. I mean, it's logical. And at this point I also played, I take the bishop because, you know, usually bishops are better than the knight, although 2 knights can be really tricky, so I need to be careful. Now I play another good move, and that's why the bishop usually is better than the knight. This bishop alone is controlling everything. This bishop is just crazy good. This knight can't move. Okay, this knight can move, but after that he has to go on light square that are all defended by my bishop. So this bishop is just crazy. Yeah, he played this, and now I play rook on c3 as a point. I just covered in the square another time, so it was a good move. Also, I have ideas. I mean, I can live without the rook somewhere. He plays b5, and now I just play g3. g3, attacking the knight. Also, now I'm avoiding getting checkmated somehow. It gives me a check, which is a bad move. And after I play king on g2, and I go back. He missed another tactic. He didn't miss f4. But from the distance, he missed that. After knight take, I don't have to take the knight. I can just take this knight with the pawn. And guess what? If king take, this knight can be defended. I would just be up a full rook in an endgame, and I would have just 20 minutes. So for this reason, after I took the knight, my opponent resigned. And that's why I beat it really badly. Like, it was kind of a slaughter in 1800. So as you can see, 1800 are not unbeatable. Sometimes they don't know theory, and if you don't know theory, sometimes you can really be punished. And that's why you win a lot with the French. I mean, I know a lot of stuff against it too. That's unfortunate, but I had to beat French players. So yeah, I'm really happy though about this game. I mean, I kind of miscalculated something, but I managed to punish an 1800. So I think that's enough for now. Obviously, I need to play better moves. And the worst thing about it, like, wasn't the fact that I played some bad move. Was the fact that I was too confident. I shouldn't just be too confident. I should just focus. That was the first part, and I really need to get better than that. But yeah, I mean, 3 out of 4. I'm getting a ton of points, like a ton. This is going to give me a lot of points. So see you in the next video with the last round of the tournament. I'm going to play apparently against a 1700. So stay tuned and see you soon.